Hello, happy World College Radio Day. My name is Ragya.
My name is Briana, and we co-host a show called Sapna on Radio UTD.
A little bit of what I guess the inception of Sapna means to us. Sapna in Hindi means to dream, and we kind of wanted to create a listening experience that was centered around escape because that's the way that Brianna and I experience music a lot of the time. So every different week on our show, we kind of like delve into a different little dreamscape that we set up, and music that is deeply, deeply emotive. And I guess that's what Radio UTD is for me. It's the possibility to do that.
For sure. And Radio UTD, both Radio UTD and Sapna is a way to disrupt what is and what is not accessible to us, and realities and emotions and scenes that maybe we weren't placed in initially, but we can be cleverly placed in through sound. So it's just a really cool way to insert ourselves into dreamscapes and realities that we threaten when we're not asked to visit them. So that's what we do on Sapna.
And I think it's the opportunity to kind of allow ourselves to fall into these little emotional rabbit holes and then hopefully bring a couple of people along with us. And that means a lot to me. I want to thank everyone on the management team at Radio UTD. They put in so much work and are some of the most passionate, deeply driven people who truly, truly care about college radio and care about bringing that to UTD.
Absolutely, and it's with their stamina and sort of the collective stamina that our fatigue can be taken care of and sort of alleviated through the vessels of music and art that we sort of toy with on our shows weekly.
And we really appreciate not only the UTD radio community, but also the world college radio community. So with that, happy World College Radio Day.
Exactly, what Ragya said.
See ya.
Hi, my name is Natalie Gonzalez, and I am the host of The Fifth Dimension. What Radio UTD means to me: firstly, it's a creative outlet where I get to curate and host my very own show every single week and play whatever tracks I'm digging at the time. But most importantly, I think it's so great we have an organization on campus for music lovers. We all come from different majors, and at UTD it can be hard to meet people outside of your immediate circle, but ultimately we all cross paths by joining radio. Before joining, I didn't know that many people who share the same interests in music as I did. So it's so nice coming into the station and being able to talk to other DJs about artists that we're both fan of and recommend each other music that wasn't on our radar. Being remote this semester, I definitely miss coming on campus and hosting my show in the station. But what I miss the most is those conversations that would just naturally happen about music, because outside of radio, you don't always meet people who share that excitement about music.
Hi, my name is Pratik. I'm a sophomore. I joined Radio UTD at the University of Texas at Dallas in the spring of my freshman year. So what I think radio has done most for me, first and foremost, is that it allowed me to develop my music taste and my interests and actually share them with people that will be open and appreciative. I think it's kind of a symptom of the greater university culture, or like just life in general, that people are kind of glued to their own interests, their own hobbies, and their own tastes. But I think at radio, and Radio UTD specifically, since people are so open to listening to new things, finding new music, just experiencing things in general that they're not always comfortable with, it's a really great place to be to share your perspective on things, because people will actually be open about them. Secondly, I've only been super active for like a semester. I was a trainee last semester. This is my first semester as a full DJ. But what I've seen is like great camaraderie among pretty much all Radio UTD members, like from the DJs, the talk show hosts. Everyone is super involved and everyone is super friendly with each other. And that makes me really excited to get to know everyone more, because it seems like such a family, more than just like an activity that people do, like more than like writing for a newspaper or something like that, where you just submit your pieces. You're actively sharing things that you love with other people, and it seems like from what I've seen, radio is a great place to be able to do that and meet new people and make new friends in that way. So that's what radio means to me. It's just a great place to share your own thoughts and to hear new things and it's a place to be open with a lot of people, and I really appreciate that. So I'm looking forward to the next few years at Radio UTD.
Hey everyone, my name is Hector and I'm joined by...
Hey guys, I'm Hitarth Mystery.
And we're two out of the three members of Behind the Screens, a gaming and esports talk show at Radio UTD. We just wanted to come on and talk about why we joined Radio UTD, some of our favorite memories over the past year, as well as what our favorite part about being part of a college radio program is. So, did you want to talk a little bit about why you joined radio?
Yeah, sure. I think to put it entirely bluntly, the main reason that got me into Radio UTD was our third member and you, I think, because you guys both really had the idea behind wanting to start like our own talk show and all that. And I think when our third member found out about Radio UTD, it was something he really wanted to do. But I think even then, after like a semester or two of waiting, that was when we actually like got our group together, decided it'd be us, what we wanted to talk about, esports and gaming, and then actually applied to become DJs for our own talk show.
Yeah, I think that's a similar and almost exact reason why I joined. I think you nailed it. We really enjoy gaming, and it's something that we want to kind of spread what our viewpoints are to the vast audience of people that are listening, whether it be on campus or off. And I think that's why Radio UTD is such a great platform for us, right? We have that opportunity of reaching out to a vast variety of people, and by using the platform that we have on our mixer, or even if we're posting to YouTube, or right now when we might start streaming on Twitch, it's just such a cool outlet to reach out to different types of people from all around the world and show our passion for what we enjoy, being gaming and esports.
For sure. And that definitely ties into some of our favorite memories that we've had at Radio UTD. I know for sure mine is just the positive environment that radio brings. Not only that, but the individuality that Radio UTD boasts for our different like unique members, just because of all the different types of shows that we have. It really makes it like unique to each individual and makes them like be able to stylize their own show and how they want it. I think that's really neat.
Yeah, most definitely. I completely agree with that. I think there's so many different shows and so many different types of people joined all together into one program. And I think some of my favorite memories, at least, was just kind of day of recording, actually, getting in the booth, having a nice chat with each other over a discussion, whether it be gaming news, esports, or just if we're just having a conversation in general, and having that on air and being able to go back to those recordings, listen to ourselves, and kind of have that memories saved years from now that we can listen back to. It's just such an awesome feeling, I feel.
I was about to say the exact same. Being in the booth is like a whole different feeling. It feels so surreal when you're in there, but also really cool at the same time. And as well as listening back to those memories, like you talked, or not memories, or different shows that you talked about. Because I remember multiple times in my car where we'd put it on through the aux and then like look at the great things we did, and even like put funny side comments on the like small mistakes that we make throughout, but still have fun with it overall. And I think specifically one of my favorite memories is just sitting at the Radio UTD area outside the booth, just because everyone who's working there, from staff to the other talk show or radio show members, and just the positive attitude that they have there really makes it welcoming. And I think that's one of my favorite spots to sit on campus and chill at.
Yeah, I think that's also just my favorite part about college radio in general. I think we've had such a great connection with all of the staff and even the other DJs over the course of this last year that we've been at Radio UTD, and we've really been able to kind of form a family together with each other. And so even outside of our events or our own show, I feel like we definitely are able to hang out or even just chat with other people in radio and form that connection that I feel like you can't reach with other organizations on different campuses. But I think tying back to what you were mentioning about us going back and listening to our shows and improving, I think is ultimately at the end of the day, we've been improving since our first show. And I think college radio in general really promotes kind of pushing yourself and learning from what your mistakes were. And so by listening back to our podcast and kind of analyzing and moving forward to future shows, I think we're progressively growing as people and also as talk show hosts.
I completely agree. Yeah. Looking back at our very first show that we have and then comparing it to what we do now, basically every Friday, it's just kind of crazy to see like how far we've grown and where we've come thanks to Radio UTD. And so I just want to thank them for that.
Yeah, most definitely. Big shout out to Radio UTD. If at any point you're listening and you're interested at Radio UTD, we have our show live on Fridays from 11 to 12 every single Friday, so make sure to tune in. But that's it from us. Thank you.
Yep, thank you guys.
Hi, I'm Hilwna. I am a new Radio UTD DJ. I have a show called Hear the Globe, and I play music from around the world. I discovered Radio UTD through Dawood. He made me want. He told me to join Radio UTD when I was freshman, and I did. And it's really fun because I'm just meeting new people every time that are into music, and I'm always discovering new music through Radio UTD website and also from people that I talk to in Radio UTD. When I was a trainee last spring, there were a lot of things that I learned. I learned how to control the knobs and also the leveler and also how radio works. I learned all that through Radio UTD, and I'm happy to be in the community because I think it will be fun after this pandemic. And yeah, happy College Radio Day.
I've always wanted to be a member of college radio ever since I was in high school, streaming Radio UTD during my English classes. And it was kind of a no-brainer that I ended up in college radio once I got to university. But what I didn't expect was how much of a major part of my college experience radio would be. I joined right in freshman year, and I was right away given a 3-hour show, which is pretty different than what the process is like now. But it was a really great way to just be thrown into the deep, as far as broadcasting goes. So many of my best friends that I've made in my college experience have been people I've met through radio. I really can't describe how much I owe college radio as far as my social life on campus, since I've never lived on campus, my intellectual curiosity. I've discovered so many great bands and albums through recommendations and just talking with other DJs. And it's even given me experience within the media industry. Without my work in college radio, I wouldn't have gotten an internship with SiriusXM. So yeah, college radio is honestly the best thing about college for me. And I just think it's a really awesome opportunity and something that, continues to be relevant even as we move from terrestrial radio to online streaming. I think it's still very much relevant. And as long as there are music geeks out there, college radio will have an audience.
Hi, it's Abby. I'm going to talk about Radio UTD. We weren't given much of a format, so just going to go for it. Radio UTD is such a good place And the format of radio shows is really cool because it allows for people's individual music tastes and personality and style to come together into one cohesive format. And I just like have found so many cool people and such amazing music from that. So that's just one of my favorite things about radio. I'm trying to think, radio just gave me an opportunity to express myself and to experiment with new things, whether it be just like new ways I wanted to talk about music on my show, or just different ways of participating at the school, at university. I was definitely not nearly as involved in like school functions before radio, so there's that. One of my favorite things about radio is also local music. Before I had watched or worked on any pseudo stereo, or really just like experienced any of the ways that radio was involved with local music, I just always thought that really amazing musicians and creative people and hardworking people, I thought that that was a thing that existed in like internet spaces and like famous people spaces, but I realized that it's like all within our community and it's all like happening wherever you are, and college radio is one of the really important things that brings together those people and that music and just grounds it all in one space. And that is something that I think is really beautiful and that I'm very lucky to be a part of and to know people who are in this space that's radio and Richardson and the greater like Dallas area and stuff like that. Woof! If I never joined Radio UTD, how would I know about magnetic fields? How would I know about Big Thief? Where would I even be now? It's crazy!
One of the things I love most about college radio is just getting the chance to be introduced to new artists that aren't being played on mainstream radio. So for me, this is before MySpace and YouTube and things like Spotify and Bandcamp came out, so college radio really was the only way I was able to listen to artists like Zeal and even Emily Haynes, both in Metric and as a solo artist and other groups like that before they made it to mainstream radio, or if they ever made it to mainstream radio. So college radio really allowed me to diversify my musical interests, and I got to hear from new artists and bands that I wouldn't have heard of otherwise. And now as a DJ for a college radio station, I'm hoping that I'm giving others that same opportunity that I had to diversify what they listen to listen to new artists and not just the same things that you hear on regular radio stations. So I'm really glad that I get the chance to do that, and I'm really glad I get the chance to be introduced to even more artists, because other DJs of our station play various things from jazz to indie to punk and everything in between. So I'm just loving the chance to get to learn more about different artists, different groups, and different genres. Happy College Radio Day.
My name's Amanda, and I'm the current station manager this year for Radio UTD, and I thought it would be a little bit of a callback to use my icon for my very first show with Radio UTD as the background for this. I joined literally like right when I started college. There was one of those college club fairs, and I just gravitated towards the radio one, and I started talking to, the DJs that were on hand talking about the organization, and I just fell in love with it immediately. And I've been with radio ever since. A big part of, I think, my identity and college experience is so intertwined with radio. It let me open myself up to new experiences and actually talk to people instead of just hiding in a dorm room to do, all the math and STEM homework. And it's just opened me up to explore creative avenues that I closed myself off to during high school, or I didn't think that I had the potential for, and just being able to be around creative minds that are also so passionate about music. I wouldn't trade the time that I've spent with radio for anything honestly. I love it. I cherish it so much, especially with how the semester has changed due to staying at home. I just clutch those memories of previous years and semesters so close, because the memories I have with radio are some of the best memories I have. That's just how much this group means to me, and it really has become a family almost. So I hope that, College Radio Day, World College Radio Day, is treating y'all well, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this organization, and I hope that, we'll continue to be able to create this camaraderie, this group. I mean, a big part of radio, in my opinion, is the community aspect we've been able to develop, and I'm just very grateful for it. And thank you, radio. Thank you, everyone that's currently in radio, the people I've known that have graduated. It's just, I'm eternally grateful.
Call me on sábado porque estoy gigante. Hey, hear me gonna be right, hear me gonna be right, hear me gonna be right, hear me gonna be right. Hear me gonna be alright, all through the midnight. Everybody tonight, hey, with you.
Best radio station in the United States of America.